Dragon Ball Sparking Zero is the most anticipated anime game in recent time, but will it or will it not release in 2024? And here's what we know. Hello everyone, it's me, Steedoj here, back to more Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. But first I want to ask you guys, do you guys think the game will come out 2024 or 2025? I'm just very curious, I wanted to check that first, but now let's get into what Bandai Namco's website has to say. The official Dragon Ball website actually made a posting that we're going to get a trailer basically every month for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, and you can actually see this in the trailer's patterns. Now keep in mind, the first trailer for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero ever, which is when they hadn't come up with a title for it, released back in March of 2023, and it took ages until December for us to finally get the announcement trailer. But now since then, we've been getting a trailer basically every month and a half or every 2 months. And this is big because when the first trailer came out, again, that was ages ago. Actually, it did come out 14 months ago. During that entire time, between the first trailer coming out and the announcement trailer coming out, people were just all over Bandai Namco, trying to really get at Bandai Namco's neck, talking about Bandai Namco, saying, oh, where's the trailer, where's the trailer? Always commenting under every tweet, commenting under every YouTube video, commenting under anything that was Dragon Ball based. They just wanted to see the next Sparking Zero trailer. You know, for us, that was like what Spider-Man 2 fans had to go through, waiting for another trailer of the Spider-Man 2 game, right? The one with Venom in it that came out recently. For Dragon Ball fans, that was our equivalent of it, but we finally got it after being told that the game has been in development for 5 years too, by the way. The game's been in development for so long, it makes me wonder, are we in the 6th or 7th year of game development right now? There's no way they can extend it to 2025. Especially when you consider the fact that we are getting trailers really quickly. After December, we got one right away in January with the Goku vs Vegeta trailer. Again, that was a massive trailer. Everyone loved that trailer. Showed so much extra gameplay. It showed different ki blast styles. It showed different fighting styles. It was a great trailer overall. Then almost immediately after that, we got Goku vs Vegeta at the end of January. Then we got at the end of March the gameplay showcase trailer and Power vs Speed. Now, not only did we get a new gameplay showcase, right? Something we never had before. We got to see the heads-up display. We got to see fighting. We got to see all of that cool stuff. We also get a new trailer of it too, and stuff like that is just really reassuring because what was that? That's a gap of a month and a tiny bit more, and we got. And we got a gameplay showcase and a trailer. That's wonderful stuff. And then naturally, recently, 12, 13 days ago, at the end of April, we got Master and Disciples. And Master and Disciples is it's just great. That's also another great trailer, right? Beautiful trailer. So I'm wondering, what are we gonna get at the end of this month, or maybe in June, because based on the cycle, it's very likely we'll be getting our next trailer at the beginning of June, or most likely, again, they're going to save it for the Summer Games Fest, which will be the release trailer. Not the release trailer for the game, but the release date trailer, because again, the game keeps saying wishlist now, wishlist now, wishlist now, and wishlist now has basically become the bane of all Dragon Ball fans. No one ever wants to hear wishlist now ever again. It's just nightmarish to just even think about, you know. So no more wishlist nows. I'm very sure in the Summer Games Fest we will get the release date trailer. Then after that they can go back to the character focused trailers. Hell, the release date trailer itself might even be character focused. It might actually reveal Ultra Instinct Goku, maybe Super Vegeta. You know, one of the super popular characters that would make a lot of sense to put in a reveal trailer. I can easily imagine it happening at Summer Games Fest. Summer Games Fest is the only other big gaming event I think we do have, other than the Game Awards, right? But the Game Awards happens at the end of the year and the game is coming out then, so that doesn't make a lot of sense for the release date trailer. So yeah, Summer Games Fest, I'm very sure release date trailer. After that, we'll start getting the really cool stuff like the Fusions trailer, the Villains trailer, the Gods trailer, and even the Dragon Ball Superhero trailer. After all, Sparking Zero has been in development since 2018. They did say that the game has been in development for 5 years, so that would mean 2018. That means most likely, when they saw Dragon Ball FighterZ, they were like, oh, we need to lock in and just make Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, right? Keep in mind, Xenoverse 2's trailer, the announcement trailer for Xenoverse 2, came out the same year the game came out. They announced Xenoverse 2, then the game just came out. And Xenoverse 2 came out a year and a half after Xenoverse 1. So we know that game had a very, very short development cycle because it's literally just a reskin. Xenoverse 2 is probably the biggest cases I can think of a game actually being a pure reskin. But Sparking Zero, on the other hand, they said, no, we're not messing around. We just saw Dragon Ball FighterZ release, or maybe Dragon Ball FighterZ is about to release, and we see what that's going to look like. And we think to ourselves, oh, Arc Sys did a really good job. We should also do an amazing job with our Dragon Ball game. I'm sure another one of the bigger issues they're facing is actually the release time of the game. They don't want to spend too long making it since, again, they've really been developing it for 5 years. They don't want people to get mad at them or anything for taking so long making the game. But people are really skeptical on if the game should even release this year, people are very worried that the game would obviously not be in a finished state, and hence why they wanted to release in a later year. And I can see that making sense, but knowing most Bandai Namco games, or even just games in general now, there's bound to be a ton of issues, bugs, glitches, etc., when the game actually launches, right? No game ever launches complete anymore. We just have a day one patch or something else similar to like fix up the game last second. Again, those aren't always a bad thing. It just happens that developers are using that as kind of like an excuse to release a finished game, rather than before it was used to just, you know, aid the game on the way out of the door. So we'll have to see, right? Because if they do delay the game, keep this in mind. If they do delay the game to 2025 and it still has the same issues, people will be even more upset than if it just releases and it has the issues. I would say now it's definitely been the 7th year since the idea was conceived and developed for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, so we'll have to see again if they want to choose to make that even longer, but I don't think they will. The gaming industry is already in a state where it's really unpredictable what's going on, especially because they have to cater to all types of new like consumer demands with games like Fortnite and all the other stuff. Like, you know, being big games nowadays, right? Back in the day, we didn't really have a so-called big game. The most I can think of is maybe like a Call of Duty or a Halo, but they were generally just games that it was like, you don't have to like them, you don't have to want them or anything. But now we have games like Fortnite and GTA that dominate the market, and every other game tries to be like it. And those games keep pumping out updates, so we live in a pretty impatient time when it comes to what the consumer demands for the game, right? Consumers want the updates now, sooner rather than later. And that's not always a bad thing, because again, please look to Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. That game used to thrive when it first came out, because all the updates just like happened. The DLCs weren't like super slow paced, but now Xenoverse 2 stuff is like, it's so few and far between. Most people even forgot that they have the game. In fact, most people have uninstalled the game and then forgot that they had the game. So to reinstall the game just to try out the new stuff is usually not going to be for them, because they know, oh, they're just going to release a DLC that has like 2 characters in it, and then I'll have to wait like 9 months for another DLC again. Not even another DLC, just for another update, because Xenoverse 2 doesn't update without a DLC. So I do believe that Sparking Zero's development cycle would actually benefit like much more from being quicker rather than slower. If they spend, or if they have like the goal to say, oh, let's have it be a 2025 release date, then that means they'll probably slow down with everything else they do, and that's really not good for a Dragon Ball game, because Fighters has met a really grave end due to a lack of updates. Xenoverse 2 has been suffering for like an eon because of its really slow updates. I don't want the same to happen to Sparking Zero, and I'm sure you guys don't want the same to happen to it either. Like, even if you look at the views on my channel when it comes to Xenoverse 2 gameplay, even if it's the best Xenoverse 2 gameplay ever, people won't care too much. But if it's just for like slightly new information about like any new thing regarding Xenoverse 2, people will show up in droves for it. And when you look at the trailers on the Bandai Namco channel when it comes to, you know, the views of Sparking Zero, those actually are going down the more trailers come out. I'm not saying that people hate Sparking Zero, but forcing people to wait ages for new stuff does actually hurt. And we've seen it with Xenoverse 2. We're seeing it with Sparking, at least with just the trailers for Sparking. I don't think, hopefully, it won't affect the full game when it comes out, but this is something to obviously, you know, just keep an eye on, just be worried about, just be notable of it. I mean, I guess it's the fate of all anime games, right? This happens to all anime games if they don't get support that is like at least relevant or updated to like the media they're watching. A good example is Sandland. Sandland is a show a lot of people watch and enjoy, right? But I'm very sure most people haven't actually like played the game or even bought the game, right? So that does hurt the game's sales, even though the game is pretty different to the show. The same is going to happen with Sparking Zero, where there'll be a ton of Dragon Ball fans who are out there who want to play or like watch it. But if it takes way too long, then interest falls off, and then people obviously end up not buying the game or playing it, which would really hurt, because actually, well, that might not happen with this game, because this game is going to come out around the time of Dragon Ball Daima, so that might support the game the same way Xenoverse 2 was supported by the Dragon Ball Super arc for the Goku Black arc ending and for the Tournament Power starting. That saved Xenoverse 2. If Xenoverse 2 didn't come out if Xenoverse 2 came out and Super was over, or before Super started, that game would be dead and no one would be talking about it, right? That game would probably be less relevant than Raging Blast, but it struck a gold of that, and hopefully Sparking Zero can find similar success. But Tenkaichi on its own was pretty successful. It ended up being successful and still being massively played even well before the game was over. I mean, they made the sequel for 16 years later, which is what Sparking Zero is. Actually, you guys let me know in the comment section. Do you think the game is still live due to how popular it is in just Mexico? I was gonna say in the West overall, but in Mexico, Tenkaichi is especially popular. So you guys let me know if that's the case, because I feel like in comparison to the rest of the world, they love Dragon Ball the most, and I think they do support Tenkaichi the most. Maybe after Xenoverse 2 gets old enough, or if Xenoverse Xenoverse 2 had a better foundation, we'd be seeing a lot of Spanish mods for Xenoverse 2 as well. But Xenoverse 2's mod scene is it's kept alive by a lot of really hardworking people, but I don't think they're anywhere near as insane as the people working on Tenkaichi mod scene. Those guys are crazy, and I don't just mean talented, I mean like actually like just insane. But yeah, that'll be it. I do hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you enjoyed the video, then obviously again, please let me know by leaving a like on the video. Don't forget to subscribe, it greatly supports the channel, and leave a comment down below as to what you'd like to see next. I do love you all. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.